that you're going to go on with two words. But I suggest you that maybe your word is wrong. Maybe there is a spelling mistake. So what you do is you'll write more than three words, more than two words. That is the way you're going to save yourself, defend yourself from, or prevent yourself from the examiner snatching away your marks. Then you're going on to the third third what you say question, and the third question is spot the error and correct the sentence. Now every time when you spot the error, you're having a error of the helping verbs. Okay, what are helping verbs? Auxiliary verbs. And these verbs are is, am, are, was, were, has, have, had, this type of words over there. Now here we are having the sentence, one of friend is district collector. Okay, so what will be your correct answer? Your correct answer goes up, one of my friends. Hmm? One of my friends. There are one, two, three, four, five friends. One of them. So one of my friends is a district collector. Okay. Then further you have B, 1B, where you have do as directed. Again, now what is the difference between the first and the second one? The first one is having only simple questions, whereas this one will have higher level grammar questions, like you have clauses, like you have, you're having verb, question tag, then you're having something like voice, tense, all this. And here you're seeing that in the first question, if you listen, you will understand. Name the clauses. Now, here we are going to go on with the answer as first of all, when you have a sentence of clause, you're going to find out the subordinator. Okay. Now, when you find out the subordinator, now in this sentence, what is the subordinator? If. Now, when you find out the subordinator, you are going to start with your subordinate clause. Okay. Then you're having this sentence into two sections. First section is if you listen. Second section is you will understand it. Then what you'll do is this first section from where you have if starting, if you listen, this becomes your subordinate clause, and the next remaining one becomes your main clause. Why main clause? Main clause is a complete sentence, whereas a subordinate clause is an incomplete sentence. Suppose I have to say, if you listen, is a miss. If you listen, what? It is incomplete. But if I have to say, you will understand it. You say, yes, miss, I'll understand it. So here you go on with the main clause where you have a complete sentence, and you go on with a subordinate clause when you have an incomplete sentence. So what is this clause? When you see the subordinator if, you understand that it is an adverb clause of condition. If and whether tell you condition. So it is an adverb clause of condition. Further, you have the sentence, I'm very happy. Add a question tag. Now, when you have this, I'm very happy, add a question tag. Always you're going to see the helping verb there. Make it negative. Catch hold of the subject. Run to the last place. And then you get your question tag. That is, I'm very happy. Am plus not. Ain't. Ain't I? So I'm very happy, comma, ain't I, question mark. This is the format of your answer. So please remember that you're going to go on with this format. If you write only ain't I, you are supposed to get a zero, because the question tag means the question as well as the tag. This is with the language study. Now we go on to the textual passage over there, and I would like to share the textual passage. I just come to with you once again. 1 minute. Okay. Can you see this? Yes? Yeah. And now we will go on with this textual passage over here. We are having the textual passage, and in this passage you can see, no, I'm so sorry. One sec. Okay, we just go on further. See, we're having the second question, and the second question is telling us that we need to go on with a passage. There's a passage given over 50 years ago on the first day of my school. That is the passage. And this is from which lesson? Let's March by Kailash Satyarthi. And you're having the A1 question. Choose the correct alternative. Now, in this question, you're having to choose out of these three, you've got to choose the correct alternative where you go on with dignity. Now, when I speak about dignity, it does not mean self pride, no. Self support, no. It goes on with self esteem. Underline that, self esteem. Then you have the second one. Choose the correct option to convey the exact meaning. And there you're having the word exploitation. Hmm? And then in this exploitation, you're having the correct word matching with it. The exact meaning is misuse. Not explosion nor employment and misuse. It is misuse is the correct answer. Then you go on to the third one. Choose the correct option to convey the exact meaning. Morality. Oh, I'm sorry. It goes on with mortality. Mortality means death. Okay. Not virtue, not starvation and death. It goes on with actually death. Then you have the fourth one. Choose the correct option and convey the exact meaning of divinity. Now, when I say divinity, it goes on with godliness. So you have marked out all these answers: self esteem, misuse, death, godliness. Okay. Now, going further, come on to A2. In A2, you're having complete the sentence. Now, here, complete the sentence. Today, it is time for every child. What is the answer there? Come on to the passage, and on the previous page, you're having this. Today, it is time for every child to have a right to live, right to freedom, right to health, right to education, right to safety, right to dignity, right to equality, and right to peace. Okay, this will be your answer. Coming on to the second one there, I call for a march from. So, what is your answer? Come on to the passage at the full, this page, and your answer is from. I call for a march from poverty to shared prosperity, a march from slavery to liberty, and a march from violence to peace. Okay, this will be answer. See that you write down your complete sentence when up to the time where you're having a full stop. Okay, then going on to A3, frame meaningful sentences. Now, when you have this frame meaningful sentences, make meaningful sentences by using the following phrase: give up. So, you must have made different sentences there. This is your personal choice. You can make different sentences out of your own brain and your thinking. And then you're having a sentence, I would like to say, I gave up my authority over the property. To give up means to exclude yourself from something. Write antonyms. Antonyms means opposite words. And deny is accept. Slavery is freedom or liberty. I repeat, deny goes on with accept. Slavery goes on with freedom or liberty. Then further, you're going on with grammar based questions. Now, A4, I'm going on to A4, and where A4 is telling me that it is a grammar based question, you got to change the voice. Now, when you have to change the voice, what happens is you're going to change the voice. Now, here, one sec. Can you see this? Yes. And now you're going to go on with this type. Just if you're using the, I'm sorry. Yeah, here. You can see this passage over here. I want to show you this passage. And it goes on that you got to change the voice. And in this change the voice, see, what is the sentence? It still shakes me angrily. Hmm? It still shakes me angrily. So you got to change the voice. So what will be your answer? It goes on with, I'm still shaken by it angrily. Write down into your paper itself. That is your question paper. It, I am still shaken by it angrily. Then you go on further with the second one. Friends, I want you to see and feel this today inside you. Okay, this is my question. Friends, I want you to see and feel this today inside you. Now, when I go on with this question, what happens is rewrite using not only but also. Always remember, don't take not only at the first place. There are 90% chances that you are going with the wrong answer. But when you take it in this way, as I have done, you won't go wrong. See, the answer goes on. Friends, I not only want you to see, but also feel this today inside you. Wherever you have and, you're going to put down but also, and wherever you have the subject, you're going to put down not only. Now, if suppose some of them are in a habit of going on with not only at the first place, then how do you go with it? Not friends, not only do I want you to see, but also feel this today inside you. Instead of this complicated construction, you go on with this answer. Friends, I'm just putting up this page so that you can see the page properly. Got it? Oh shit. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. And what happens is, friends, I not only want you to see, but also feel this today inside you. Then you go on to the personal response. What is your vision and why? Now, see, what is your vision means what are you thinking about? What are you going to be in life? Or anything as a vision that you have. Now, suppose you're thinking about your future. So your personal response question carries 2 marks. Your personal response question has to be about 6 to 7 sentences. Got me? It has to be about 6 to 7 sentences. And here you'll put down that I, as an Indian, is very proud about my country. I have always seen great people working for the country, sacrificing for the country, contributing to the society. In the same way, I have a vision about contributing to the society. Whatever studies I shall do, I would use it for the welfare of human beings. I shall be using it so that I make the earth a better place to live in. Hmm? You're understanding me? This is the way you're going to start with your answer. And this is the way. And suppose I be a doctor, I will always strive out to save people from the terrible diseases that we are facing. I will always go on with the to see that my surrounding is with good health. Hmm? And like that, you're going to go on. If suppose you say, I have a vision of being an engineer, then you'll speak about great engineers. If you want to be a scientist, about great scientists who like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and you have put him as your idol, and then you're going to work according to that. So all that you'll write in this answer. Is it clear? Then we go on to the poetry section. Now in this poetry section, you have a poem over here. When God at first made man. Now remember your textbook. When you're going with your textbook, let me tell you some secrets where you can go on with very good, working for your poems section, in the index of your textbook, wherever you have the poem and the lessons, you're going to write down the names of the authors and the poets. And wherever it is a poem, you're going to write down the rhyme scheme of the poem. This will make your life very easy. You'll be, recollecting this page in front of your eyes when you're writing down your exam also. And there, we already know that this poem, the title of the poem is The Pulley. I just come back, and we are seeing that when you're writing the appreciation, it has to be in points. Now the points are given to you. So it is very easy that you make sentences out of it and write it in a paragraph format. See, in your textbook, page number 6, you're having all these points given. And you're also told that means the board wants you to write the appreciation in the paragraph format. Otherwise, this type of a writing we were doing in the 8th standard. So the board wants you to go on with this type of a writing in the paragraph format, but just use these points. How you'll say, the above poem, the title of the above poem is The Pulley, penned by a very great poet, that is George Herbert, and he was a priest by profession, and he was writing out in order that he can attract people towards God. He can tell people about God. He is being, going on with lessons about God to people, and in that this poem is also included. The rhyme scheme of the poem is A B A B A. And the figures of speech used in this poem are metaphor, alliteration, pun, inversion, repetition. And the best line that I like is, okay, and you'll put down one line there, write the figures of speech. It can be any line, okay, and you'll write down the figure of speech, and this is a wonderful line you'll say. Then you come on to the central idea. The central idea carries 2 marks. So in these 2 marks, you're going to say, the central idea is that God lifts man towards himself with the pulley of restlessness. What is it? God lifts man towards the towards himself with the pulley of restlessness. And there you go on with this poem. Yes. See, I've put down this thing over here. Now, that is the way you're going to write your appreciation. This appreciation can be in 2 paragraphs. Let it not be a very congested one. The words are not having breathing space. So don't let it be in that format. So let it be good. Further, you're seeing that you're having section 4, where you have the non-textual passage. Now, when you go on to the non-textual passage, it is very necessary that you read the passage coolly 2 times, okay? And then come on to the answering of the question. Now, today's passage was about Tulsi, or holy basil. And this passage had the first question, A1, choose the correct alternative, where you had to go on with 2 correct alternatives. Yeah. And here you can see that these 2 correct alternatives are there. You are having Tulsi, the first one, Tulsi is also known as dash. Now, when you go on with this, what was your answer? Your answer is Tulas and holy basil. Okay. Then you have the 2 forms of Lord Vishnu are. Your answer is Lord Krishna and Lord Vithoba. The third question goes on. The Tulsi plant has dash value. And there you go on with 2 answers, religious, medicinal. And the fourth one, Tulsi plants will be found in front of or near the homes of people in dash. There your answer goes, special pots or specially made small masonry structures. Got it? This is the way you answer this. You turn your page there, and then you have some more questions over here. Look at the question number A2. I just come back. And we are seeing question number A2. Going on to question number A2. You go on with, yeah. Come to question number A2, medicinal uses of tulsi. Now, in this answer, what are you going to write? It is one of the best. Best what? Write down. Remedies for cough. Remedies for cough. Then you have when chewed after meals, it acts as a digestive. Write down your answer. Acts as a digestive. I just want to show it to you. Come on once again. We go on with it, and I would share this with you here. This one. Look at that. What is it? It first one is remedies for cough. Second one is acts as a digestive. The third one, it prevents cold when taken before and after cold water baths. Okay, before and after cold water baths is your answer. Then you have where when sprinkled over cooked food in stored water, it prevents bacterial growth. I just zoom in so that you can take a screenshot of this page. Yeah. And you're having all these four answers. The first one is remedies for cough, acts as a digestive, cold water bath prevents bacterial growth. That was your A2. Going on to A3, just look into A3. You're having a match the following over there where you have column A and column B. And in column A, you're having mandatory, masonry, diverse, astringent. Mandatory means compulsory. What's the meaning of mandatory? Compulsory. Then you have masonry. Mason means a person who is working with cement and sand and building up walls there. That one is known as a mason. And this masonry is using bricks and stone. The third one is diverse. Diverse means different. And astringent. Astringent means a very sharp taste. Okay. Now, going on to A4, you have grammar-based questions there. And the first one is, it is considered to beam adaptation. Now, you've got to make it interrogative. Now, when you're making it interrogative, I would like to tell you something that is, it is considered. Now, it is a positive thing. When you're making an interrogative, you're going on with the negative of it, of the helping verb, taking it at the first place. And then the helping verb is. Make it negative, isn't. So I will put up a question like that. Isn't it considered to beam adaptation? And a question mark. I've not put one, but you're going to put one there. Isn't it considered to beam adaptation? Got it? Then you have the next one. It is regarded in Ayurveda as a kind of elixir of life and believed to promote longevity. Now, one thing, when the students say such a big sentence, already their hearts are down, their spirits are down. Why? Looking at the length of the sentence. But I tell you, please don't be discouraged when you're looking at the length of the sentence. Read the instruction. What's the instruction? Rewrite using not only dot 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 but also, okay, dot dot dot, end of the sentence. Now here, as I told you already, that you're going on with this type of a formation where you'll not take not only at the first place, but you'll insert it in between. What it is? The answer is, it is not only regarded in Ayurveda as a kind of elixir of life, cut down and put down but also believed to promote longevity. I repeat the answer. Can you see the answer over here? Yeah, in short, I've written it down, but you're going to put it down in this manner. It is not only regarded in Ayurveda as a kind of elixir of life, but also believed to promote longevity. Got it? Then you have another question over here, the personal response question, which I told you again, it has to be 6 to 7 lines. And what you do is, we are moving on to the next thing. What is it? One second. Yeah. I stop with the sharing and we go on to this next question. What is it? What do you think about a doctor and why? Now, when I speak about a doctor, what happens is the doctor is a person who is a lifesaver. A doctor is a person whom we trust after God. Hmm? So you're going to write in the same way. You're going to say that uh, doctor is a person who is the one whom we trust after God. He is a lifesaver. He does a great job for all his patients and their relatives. We are intensely trying to save the patient, but it is only in the doctor's hand who saves the patient, who is trying his best. He puts on all his effort in order to save our patient. And so he is a wonderful person, and he is a person who is, you know, who is sacrificing his time for the patient. He's sacrificing all his luxuries for the patient. And so he needs to be revered, he needs to be respected. And so we respect the doctors to such an extent. And there's a great lot of contribution towards the society which the doctors put in. Got it? Next. Now, here you're going to get 1.5 when I've spoken all this. And if you're writing all this, surely you're going to get 1.5. And if suppose your teacher loves this answer, you're also going to get 2 out of 2. Now, we are coming on to the writing skills. Writing skills is a part where you have 5 marks altogether. And these 5 marks are very, very important to you. When you're writing 6 to 7 lines, you get 1.5 marks. Just imagine. And when you are given these writing skills, you should be thorough with your writing skills. And when can you be thorough with your writing skills? Only when you read a lot. You read a lot, you can write a lot. You read a lot, your heart is satisfied with all those words, and you're going to, just put down these words upon the paper, which is going to fetch for you very good marks. Now, here in the writing skills, your first writing skill is transfer the information into a paragraph. Read the following web diagram to transform into a paragraph. Now, you can see this diagram over here, already into your paper. What is the main thing? Reasons for the low performance of students in exams. Okay, the subject also went out with your life, that is students. And what is the reason? What is the different reason? Why is this type of a subject taken? So that you understand what is the reason that you're getting low marks. Suppose you're getting very good marks, well and good, very happy for you. But if suppose you're getting low marks, then try to find out what is the reason given in all these and why you're getting low marks. And if if you just work upon it in the coming test, you're going to surely get very good marks, I guarantee you. Now here, when you're going on with the reasons for the low performance of students in exam, the first reason given is lack of motivation. Second, wasting too much time in playing games. Low aim, bad company, lack of environment, lack of proper guidance, TV, films, lack of proper guidance. Okay, this point is repeated over here, but okay. Then we are supposed to write a paragraph out of this. Now, when you're writing information transfer, don't add your own information. Okay, only one introductory line, one concluding line is allowed by the student to write down on his own. But other things, everything that is there in this diagram, you're going to put it down into the paper. Now here you say, nowadays we are seeing that students are very much diverted from their studies. And there are many reasons for their diversion. Among these reasons, we can see that both the parents are working, the child is all alone home, and in such cases, the child is studying on himself, going to some classes, he gets a little bit of motivation from there, or he gets more motivation from there. But when he comes home, all that has gone with like a sunset. Okay, the wave, there is a high tide of motivation. As you come home, it drops down, low tide. And then when it drops down, He is not at all interested in studies, and that is one reason why he is getting less marks. Then further you see that nowadays not only the parents but the children also possess their own mobile phones on which they are playing games. And games is such a thing where you're attracted one after the other. Okay, only one game, only one more game. And like that, the children, the students go on playing games, which is a very bad habit and it is decreasing their marks. Further, you also see that you're having very low aims. You're not thinking. You are first of all negative about yourself, and when the student is negative about himself, he has very low aims. He just thinks, okay, I can do only with graduation. I need not go and be an engineer. I need not go and be a doctor. So this type of a thinking makes the student performance decline. Okay. Then another thing you'll say, there are many friends, and in the group of students, if you have more friends who are studious, the other students also go and become studious. But when you see that the friends are, the friends are whiling away their time, playing games, playing matches, and then they have very little time for uh, studying, and this type of a bad company, when a student has such a bad company, then he's unable to study. He is spending more of the time with these students, this type of students who are interested in playing and interested in other activities other than studies, and so the performance is low. Then lack of environment. When the child is studying, when the students are studying, the parents are supposed to accompany the child, just be with the child. But in some houses, we see, now you are writing all this paragraph, huh? In some houses, we see that the parents have switched on the television, they are listening to some songs, and this is disturbing the child to study. He's sitting trying to study, but he does not have. The house is not that big that he has a separate room where he can study silently. And then after some time, the TV is switched off, but then there are guests, then there is some other program, and then they have to move out of the house for some other program event, and then this type of a student does not study because of the environment which he does not get. Favorable environment is not there. Further, you see, lack of proper guidance. This is very much important because you need proper guidance. And here I think that all the Chattians are really very, very fortunate because a great guidance is given. We're having so many meetings, we're having so many teachers who speak to you about your future, about your high aims, about how you should study. Motivation is there, and this type of motivation and inspiration is very, very necessary for the child. You should allow, when the elders and the teachers allow the student to dream and stand with the student to accomplish his dream, that time, that type of a guidance is going to rise him to great heights. Then you have uh, TV and films. I told you that when the other members in the family are watching TV or watching film, the child is also attracted towards it. He thinks I'll sit for some time, but he sits and watches the whole film, and where he is losing his time. And thus, these are all the reasons why you see low performance of students in the exams. And if you now you're putting your concluding line, if you avoid all this in your lifestyle, you're surely going to go on with a good performance, high performance, and good marks, which will be, amazing and astonishing for all the members in the family as well as the teacher. So this will be your information transfer. I hope this is clear to you. Now we go on to another thing, that is prepare a expansion or news report. Here we are having A1, that is prepare a speech on teachers, torchbearers. Now, half of the thing I've spoken here. Now, here, when you're writing down a speech, what are the essentials of the speech? First place, greetings. A very good morning, a very good evening, very good afternoon to one and all. Respected principal, teachers, my dear friends. Suppose that You are speaking on Teachers' Day. My dear friends, I am speaking my name. I, Archana Paul, welcome all of you on this auspicious occasion of Teachers' Day. And my topic today is teachers, torchbearers. Okay, this is the way you're going to write your first paragraph. Now, what is the meaning of torchbearers? Motivators, inspirers, and the people who are inspiring you, motivating you are known as torchbearers. Now, here is the topic is teachers. Your first paragraph is over. In your first paragraph, you have your greetings, you have your um, uh, introduction, that is your self introduction, and about your topic. And then further, you also see that you're telling about the topic. Now you're going to elaborate the topic. In the second paragraph, you are going to write about the teachers whom you remember. I still remember my teacher for maths in the fifth standard. And then you speak about how she was motivating me. Or, you will write down, I still remember the first day of my school when I was brought to school by my mother. And for the whole day, I was crying out. And we had a teacher, Miss Juliet, who was wonderful, very good, very kind, and very generous. And she looked after me. She spoke to me so kindly, so beautifully. And then I was a bit relieved. I could see my mother in her face. And then throughout the year, she was taking care of all the students and motivating them, inspiring them. Then we go on to, the higher classes, and you see that maths was a very terrible subject for me. But then we had XYZ teacher who taught us maths in a beautiful manner, in an amazing way. And we see, along with maths, she also inspired us, motivated us, gave us great dreams to accomplish, and always was there to attend our queries and questions. Then, going further, teachers are very, very important in our life because they play a great role after parents. Somewhere where the parents are unable to give you time, that time the teachers are already there to solve out your questions, to inspire you, to motivate you, to tell you something more than your syllabus. They tell you many things more than your syllabus, and such in such a manner we can call them as torchbearers, the ones who are, a light into our path of future. You'll put this line, a very effective line there. Teachers are the ones who are showing us the light upon our path. If suppose you have to walk in darkness, what happens? You're going to fall. If you're walking, you're groping like a blind man, not reaching your destination. But a teacher is one who holds your hand and moves you ahead, takes you ahead, and maybe sometimes personally, sometimes with the principles that he or she has taught you, sometimes with the values that they have given you. You are walking along with those values as if the teacher is holding your hand, and you're going further and further and inspire a great personality over there. And there you remember, yes, I'm here only because of so and so teacher and so miss or sir. So, like that, I come to the conclusion that teachers are really torchbearers for our society and for the students. Here we go on with our speech. And the last thing that we have is computers. A computer has modernized education where you have to go on with a counter view. Now, the children, most of them don't understand what is a counter view. A counter view is whatever line is given to you, you're going to write the opposite of it. Okay, now here it is given, computer has modernized education. We'll say computer has not modernized education. Now you got to prove it. Okay, your first line has to be, I thoroughly disagree with the view that computers have modernized education. The points given are here are there with you for your more explanation, and you'll say information is easily available. So you'll write down, okay, information is easily available, but this information, the child or the education system or the children are lost in this information. information is available, but there is also a negative information available, which the children shouldn't see or which shouldn't be there with the children. That is the way you're going to prove it out. Online study possible, but in online study, okay, once upon a time online study was possible. It was a great help, technology, and but you'll write down that online study is possible, but you don't have a time to react, interact. You can't ask questions. You can't. The teacher can't see you and your face expressions at the same time. Even if she sees, she can't go on with a detailed explanation as you sit across the table, the teacher along with you and the student, and he's going on with great. She's going on with great explanation, and the child is grasping more than what is on online. Audio visual studies available. Uh, Here, audio visual studies are available. Okay, that is good. But then, if the teacher is there in front of you and you go on with the e-learning and on the board you're showing up the different videos, huh? There, if the teacher is there, the child can at once ask questions, at once clear out the doubt, and in this manner, we have thus proved that computers have not modernized education. They are only a source of information, but the education has to be offline where the teacher and the students have to interact with each other, and only then education can go to great heights. We are seeing so many scientists, doctors, engineers, and so many great people made by teachers, not by computers. Okay, so like that, thus we have proved, and you'll end with it. Okay, and that is the way we have completed the whole paper within the given time. And I wish you all the best whenever you are going on with the English paper. Remember this type of tips that I've given you, the answers that I've given you. And another thing, your presentation is very, very important. It should be presented in a great manner. You're going to leave a line after every question, start the uh, new question on a new page. Your handwriting has to be good. Avoid spelling mistakes. Avoid canceling and dirting the paper. Just one line across the wrong word, and you write down the next word means there, and that is the way you're going on with it. Okay. Then another thing is, you when you're writing for the chati paper, you're never told that okay, you have to use only these many papers, because in some of the schools they're told that okay, you're going to continue with the same thing on the same page, you're going to continue the next question, but put up a practice, because the board wants this type of a thing, that you're going to write down every question on a new page, write neatly, write giving space to the words to breathe. Don't collect everything together, make a great mash there. Okay, and wish you all the best for everything that is going on. All the best for your 10th standard. Let's meet again when you have got your history paper. So thanks there. God bless.